So we're in St. John 10, the 10th chapter, verse 28. Saying, I gave unto them eternal life. This is sheep that follow my h.o.d.c. And they shall never perish, neither shall any man pluck them out of my hand. My Father which gave them me, the Most High give you to my h.o.d.c, is greater than all. So they're not the same. Point blank, he tell you the Most High is greater than all. And no man is able to pluck them out of my Father's hand. See? Ain't nobody able to pluck my h.o.d.c sheep out of his hand, because they can't pluck my h.o.d.c sheep out of the Most High's hand. I and my Father are one, meaning they agree. They don't. It doesn't mean they're the same, like that Trinity doctrine. That's wrong. Say, I and my Father are one, meaning they agree. When they heard this, then the Jews took up stones again to stone him. They tried to kill him. They wanted to kill him. So, going back to St. John, the 10th chapter, and he said, verse 2, St. John 10 and 2, but he that entereth in by the door is the shepherd of the sheep. So he that entereth in by the door is the shepherd of the sheep. To him the porter openeth, and the sheep hear his voice, hear my h.o.d.c voice, and he calleth his own sheep by name. He know them by name, and leadeth them out. And when he putteth forth his own sheep, he putteth before them, and the sheep follow him, for they know his voice. And the strangers will they not follow, but will flee from him, for they know not the voice of strangers. Hear that? So his sheep not going to follow religions and different things that men that are strangers, strange to this truth, they're not going to follow them. Now let's go to Revelation 3 and 20. Revelation 3, chapter 20th verse. Revelation 3 and 20. That's why you got to repent, so we could be here as his sheep. Revelation 3 and 20. Behold, I stand at the door, so we just read, and knock. You stand at the door and knocking. If any man hear my voice, remember his sheep hear his voice, and open the door, I will come into him and will sup with him, and he with me. To him that overcometh, you got to overcome the wiles of the devil, this wicked world, this wicked and evil world that we in. Will I grant to sit with me in my throne. Now, you know, he's going to have powers and authority from the Most High. Even as I also overcame, he came here in the flesh as a man, just like us, men. And he overcame and am set down with my Father in his throne. See? Sat on the right side of the Most High. Sitting down on the right hand side of the Most High in the Most High's throne. He that hath an ear, let him hear what the Spirit said unto the churches. And we the churches, the children of Israel. That's why it's very important that we come out of this madness. Look at Ephesians 5 and 5. Ephesians 5 and 5. For this ye know, that no whoremonger, men jumping around with every woman they can, women that sleeping with other men, no commitment, no marriage, no relationship at all, no unclean person. We don't went through all these works of the flesh. Nor covetous man, who is an idolater, Over and over again, he's speaking once, twice. These different scriptures saying the same thing over to you until we get it. Have any inheritance in the kingdom of Mashiach and of the Most High. That no man deceive you with vain words, telling you something that don't mean anything in the eyes of the Most High, in His word. For because of these things cometh the wrath of the Most High upon the children of disobedience. Be not ye therefore partakers with them. He tells you don't have to be with these people. You can separate yourself from someone of this nature. Be ye not partakers with them. For you were sometimes darkness. You were sometime in darkness, not knowing, stupid, dumb to the word of the Most High. But now are ye light. Hear that? And you're only going to be light and illuminated if you keeping the laws of the Most High. For you were sometimes darkness, but now are ye light by h.o.i. Walk as children of light. Hear that? Walk as children of light. Okay? So that we can shine bright among all this wickedness that's in this world and make it to the kingdom through the power that the Most High is giving us. You know, this lasciviousness is idolatry. It's an abomination before the Most High. And you become an idolater. You're not going to have any inheritance in the kingdom of the Most High, in the Mashiach h.o.d.c. Because you practicing wicked practices. You in darkness. Look at Ezekiel 16. Ezekiel the 16th chapter. And look at verse, I'll give you an example. I got to go to Ezekiel 16 and 15. It says, but thou didst trust in thine own beauty. Oh, I'm all this. Prideful, looking at yourself like you all that, thinking you all that. And playeth the harlot because of thy renown, and pour out thy fornications on every one that passes by. His it was. Everybody passed by, his it was. You playing a harlot, so everybody passed by. You're looking at your own beauty. Oh, everybody gonna love me. So some people, they need this. Some women need this. They need that attention. And as he says, pour out thy fornication on every one that passes by. His it was. He can have you. The scriptures talk about that. How women are. They can have every man, it says. Go to his, as he go by, he can have you, right? That's what he's saying. You're playing the harlot, the role of a harlot. It says, let me see, bear with me for a second. Look at Ecclesiastes 26 and Ecclesiasticus 26 of the Apocrypha, verse 11. It says, watch over an impudent eye, and marvel not if she trespass against thee, if she go against you. She will open her mouth as a thirsty traveler when he hath found a fountain. You hear that? She will open her mouth, like what it says. Ezekiel 16:15. But thou didst trust in thine own beauty, and played the harlot, the prostitute, because of thy renown, thinking you all that beautiful, and pour out thy fornications on every one that passes by. His it was. He could have you. That's why I was telling you here. Ecclesiastes 26 and 11. Watch over an impudent eye, and marvel not if she trespass against thee. She will open her mouth as a thirsty traveler when he hath found a fountain, and drink of every water near her. His it was. By every hedge will she sit down, and open her quiver against every arrow. Meaning she gonna get oral sex and lay her legs open. The quiver, the arrow, it represents the man's scrotum. She gonna have every man. Like I say, his it was. She poureth out thy fornications on every one that passes by. His it was. See? So it's letting you know. Verse 16, and thy garments thou didst take, and deckest thy high places with diverse colors, and played the harlot thereupon. The like things shall not come, neither shall it be so. Decked out, the high places, the abominations of the idolatry that they following, even in those religions today. Thou hast also taken thy fair jewels of my gold and of my silver, which I have given thee, and made it to thyself images of men, and didst commit whoredom with them. See, this is all wrong. This is figuratively showing you how we are not supposed to do this and displease the Most High. And took thy broidered garments and covered them, these idols. And thou have set mine oil and mine incense before them. What we did to these idols that we made. My meat also, which I gave thee, fine flour and oil and honey, wherewith I fed thee, thou hast even set it before them for a sweet savor. And thus it was said the Most High Power. Said all these things that he gave us to eat and so forth before these idols. Moreover, thou hast taken thy sons and thy daughters, whom thou hast born unto me, sons and daughters, which we born unto the Most High, and these hast thou sacrificed unto them to be devoured. Sacrifice our sons and daughters before these idols to be devoured. Is this of thy whoredoms a small matter? A small matter. Committing whoredom against the Most High, spiritual fornication against the Most High. Thou hast slain my children, and delivered them to cause them to pass through the fire for them. But these idols that we made, and in all thine abominations and thy whoredoms, thou hast not remembered the days of thy youth, when thou wast naked and bare, and was polluted in thy blood. So we remember the times that Most High made us go through, we went through for not following him. His rules and regulations, his laws, statutes, and commandments. And it came to pass after all thy wickedness, woe unto thee, destruction unto thee, said the Most High Power, that thou hast also built unto thee an eminent place, and hast made thee an high place in every street, to worship these idols, worship these idols. Thou hast built thy high place at every head of the way, and has made thy beauty to be abhorred, thy beauty to be hated, and has opened thy feet to every one that passes by, and multiplied thy whoredoms. Open thy feet. Your feet ain't together. You open it, like you just said. Open up your feet, your quiver, so that every arrow can go into it. That's what he's saying. Your whoredoms. Thou hast also committed fornication with the Egyptians, thy neighbors, greater flesh, and has increased thy whoredoms to provoke me to anger. Because most I ain't about interracial marriages. But we done went to the Egyptians, fornicated with the Egyptians. These Hamites provoked the Most High to anger. Behold, therefore I have stretched out my hand over thee, and have diminished thine ordinary food, and delivered thee unto the will of them that hate thee, the daughters of the Philistines, which are ashamed of thy lewd way. Hear that? The shame of our lewd way. That's this lasciviousness, this lewd way. Thou hast played the whore also with the Assyrians, because thou wast insatiable. Yeah, thou hast played the harlot with them, and yet couldst not be satisfied. Thou hast moreover multiplied thy fornication in the land of Canaan unto Chaldea, and yet thou wast not satisfied herewith. Never satisfied. Still got to do more abominable things before the Most High. How weak is thine heart? How weak is your mind? He's saying. Said the Most High Power, seeing thou doeth all these things, the work of an imperious, whorish woman. Hear that? The work of an imperious, whorish woman. That's what he look at us as. In that thou buildest thine eminent place in the head of every way, and maketh thine high place in every street, and hast not been as an harlot, in that thou scorneth higher, but as a wife that committeth adultery. Hear that? A wife that sleep with another man outside from her husband, which taketh strangers instead of her husband. Like I say, open up her quiver that every arrow can go into. Like it says, verse 15, pour out thy fornications on every one that passes by. His it was. Verse 32, but as a wife that committeth adultery, which taketh strangers instead of her husband. Screaming at us. They give gifts to all whores, but thou givest thy gifts to all thy lovers, and hirest them, that they may come unto thee on every side for thy whoredom. Coming to you from every side to lay with you for your whoredom. And the contrary is in thee from other women in thy whoredoms, whereas none followeth thee to commit whoredoms. And in that thou givest a reward, and no reward is given unto thee. Therefore thou art contrary. You hear that? You give a reward, but ain't nothing coming to you. You ain't getting nothing back. Wherefore, O harlot, hear the word of the Most High. O harlot, O those that's dealing in lasciviousness, lewdness, strong sexual, perversive acts. Thus say the Most High Power, because thy filthiness was poured out, and thy nakedness discovered through thy whoredoms with thy lovers. You done took off your clothes, and whoever wanted it can get it. Fornicating, and with all the idols of thy abominations, taking our children and giving them, letting them burn in the fire. So wicked. That's wicked, man. That's why he call us a imperious, whorish woman, man. With all the idols of thy abominations, and by the blood of thy children, which thou didst give unto them, gave the blood of our children to these idols. Behold, therefore I will gather all thy lovers, with whom thou hast had taken pleasure, and all them that thou hast loved, with all them that thou hast hated. I will even gather them round about against thee, and will discover thy nakedness unto them, that they may see all thy nakedness. That's why you look at us going to captivity with butt naked. Took everything away from us. And I will judge thee as women that break wedlock and shed blood are judged. Women that break wedlock, the verdict is death. Look, Leviticus, that's commit adultery. Go to the law. How you gonna judge us? Leviticus 20 and 10. And the man that committeth adultery with another man's wife, even he that committeth adultery with his neighbor's wife, the adulterer and the adulteress shall surely be put to death. The man and the woman shall surely be put to death. See? That's the law. If you commit adultery, you lay with another man's wife, shall surely be put to death. Deuteronomy 22:22. Deuteronomy 22:22. If a man be found lying with a woman married to an husband, then they shall both of them die. Both the man that lay with the woman and the woman, so shall I put away evil from Israel. That's the law. That's how the Most High is comparing us. Ezekiel 16:38. And I will judge thee, as women that break wedlock and shed blood are judged. And I will give thee blood and fury and jealousy. Go take evil away from us. And I will also give thee into their hand, and they shall throw down thine eminent place, and shall break down thy high places. They shall strip thee also of thy clothes, and shall take thy fair jewels, and leave thee naked and bare. Leave us naked and bare. And that's what happened to us in slavery. 70 AD we fell. They came and took us, and some of us went into captivity, slavery, and bondage, scattered among all nations. And coming here in 1619, came here, stripped us of our clothes and fair jewels, and gonna leave us naked and bare. They shall also bring up a company against thee, and they shall stone thee with stones, and thrust thee through with their swords. So they're gonna stone us with stones and kill us with their swords. And they shall burn thine houses with fire, and execute judgment upon thee in the sight of many women. And I will cause thee to cease from playing the harlot, and thou also shalt give no hire anymore. You ain't hiring nobody no more. You're going to stop us from cease to playing the harlot. So will I make my fury toward thee to rest, and my jealousy shall depart from thee, and I will be quiet, and will be no more angry. So you're going to change, because he was angry to do this to us, because we didn't want to do what he say do. Because thou hast not remembered the days of thy youth. You ain't remember the days of our ancestors and the things that the Most High done. But hast fretted me in all these things. Behold, therefore, I also will recompense thy way upon thine head. Pay you back for what you've done, said the Most High power. And thou shalt not commit this lewdness above all thine abominations. See, we've done all these things. This is figuratively showing you, how the Most High looking at us as a harlot, man. And he judged us by bringing us into captivity, slavery, and bondage. So let's look at some examples. Go to Genesis 19th chapter. Look at some of these examples. Genesis the 19th chapter. Let's start at verse 1. Giving you examples or instances of this, how this happened. This lasciviousness. Genesis the 19th chapter, verse 1. And there came two angels to Sodom at evening, and Lot sat in the gate of Sodom. And Lot, seeing them, rose up to meet them, and he bowed himself with his face toward the ground. So these two angels came before Lot, Abraham's nephew. And when he seen him, he bowed himself with his face toward the ground. And he said, Behold now, my masters, turn in, I pray you, into my servant's house, into your servant's house, Salakia, and tarry all night, and wash your feet. And you shall rise up early and go on your ways. And they said, nay. He said, no. He said, nay. But we will abide in the street all night. So we're going to stay out in the street all night. We don't want to come in your house. We're going to stay in the street all night. And he pressed upon them greatly, and they turned in unto him. He was persuasive. Tell them to come in, come on in. You know, relax yourself. And he pressed upon them greatly, and they turned in unto him, and entered into his house. And he made them a feast, and did bake unleavened bread, and they did eat. So he cooked unleavened bread, and they did eat. But before they lay down, the men of the city, even the men of Sodom, compassed the house round, both old and young, both old men and young men. All the people from every quarter, from everywhere of Sodom, gathered around his house, old and young. This is what they did. And they called unto Lot, and said unto him, where are the men which came into thee this night? Where are these men that came into this house this night? Bring them out unto us, that we may know them. Bring them out to us, that we may have sex with them. Who are they? Verse 1 again. And there came 2 angels to Sodom at evening. They want to have